Special episode today, special studio today. We are live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Isn't that correct?
Vegas, baby.
We're in an upgraded studio. You talk shit about my basement studio that I made. You said this is a lot better, which it is. So shout out to the people at Players Era and MGM and everybody involved, because for having us in the studio and putting this together, it is better than my basement studio.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, look, we got Ian, we got audio people back there, we got Brendan. We are ready to go.
And we have Tyler. Tyler, want to come in here real fast?
Come say hi to the people.
Our
Tyler.
social king Tyler that has never gotten love on the camera. I don't know. It doesn't matter as long as they all work, right?
Yeah. Say hi, Tyler.
We're
Social
good.
Tyler.
If you ever see any GCU love on our platform, it's probably from Tyler.
Just know it's probably me. Yeah.
Yeah, lopes up.
Yeah. Anyways, we are doing an episode today. We're gonna cut out some of the other segments, some quick segments, but we'll do news and notes. We'll do a lot of the big stories and games from the week, even though there weren't a million. And then we will talk about the top teams in the country. I want to have a discussion about who should the number one team be, and it's not GCU. And then we'll do panic meter and schedule for Feast Week. That's why we're here in Vegas at Players Era.
Tyler, what are you the most excited about in Vegas?
Ooh, I don't know. Even seeing, I was telling you guys before, I have never seen like a big time matchup. I mean, like GCU obviously, but like a big like Power 5 versus Power 5. So even just seeing like a Auburn, Alabama in person like that, like against each other is gonna be crazy.
We may have just walked by Rick Pitino, and I was like,
We did, yeah. Adam was freaking out.
He was in an all-white suit.
not quite.
No, he wasn't.
Not quite.
That would have been cool.
At a nice 9:30 a.m.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's get into the good stuff. All right, news and notes around the nation. We have some injuries and player news centric around Players Era being here, which was coincidental. Injuries, Darren Peterson out for Players Era. Bill Self said that he's not going to play this week here in Vegas. They play Notre Dame and Syracuse, which analytically is the easiest schedule and probably on paper. But they were optimistic he could play. It sounds like he's going to return at some point soon, but they're not rushing him back.
Yeah, I mean, not ideal. Again, the tournament, the way it works is point differential gets you to the championship game and third place game. So analytically, you want to play Notre Dame and Syracuse, but doing it without your best player, not ideal.
Their supporting cast, that is now their leading cast, hasn't been amazing. They do need to step up. I think I said it last week. I think this is a great opportunity for them, for the guys like Melvin Council and Jaden Dawson and Marco Jackson. Like, this is a great chance for them to have to step up and be good and get wins against teams that they probably should still beat, even though Notre Dame, I think, is underrated. I think Syracuse has been playing very well, and this is a big prove-it week for them. They're not easy games at all. None of the games are here at Players Era. That's the glory of it. But this is a great opportunity for the Kansas supporting cast to be comfortable being the dudes. Then Darren comes back, and if they can do that, that bodes well for them later on. They have to play UConn next week. I just realized that. They play UConn, Mizzou, and then they play NC State.
Yeah, I mean,
oh my God.
It doesn't stop.
So hopefully maybe they're saving Darren for the UConn game.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. Players Era, more Players Era news. Keyshawn Hall, leading scorer for Auburn, is not going to be playing this week. It sounded like, what was the tagline?
He's traveling with the team. He'll be here. I think we get to talk to him in a little bit, which is fun.
Yeah.
And they're going to keep him until he's 100% healthy. It doesn't sound like he's going to play this week here. Leading point scorer, leading rebounder. I mean, it's a huge loss.
Yeah, it's not great. And they do have, who do they play here? They play Oregon, I think, right?
Oregon and Michigan.
Oregon, Michigan, not ideal, especially against Michigan with all that size is going to be an issue. Yeah, I mean, he's their leading scorer. He's scoring over 20 points a game right now.
I did say on our episode last week, before the Keyshawn Hall injury, that the Yaxel breakout game is coming against Auburn.
Now it's even more apparent.
Yeah, I don't know what sportsbook's downstairs, but get your bets in on Yaxel.
There's sportsbook everywhere in the city. They're literally all over the place. Other news, also another team here. Creighton sophomore forward Jackson McAndrew will miss the remainder of the season with a foot injury. That is not ideal. He's a Creighton guy. They were looking for a breakout this year. They have not had a great start. So that really sets them back. I don't know what their ceiling really is at this point. Like, they lost to Gonzaga. They played 3 easy games other than that. They play Baylor and Iowa State this week.
Not easy.
That could be a problem for them.
Yeah.
Like, what are the chances they go 0-3 this week? And then you're like, oh my God. Like,
and then by the way, next week, in 2 weeks, Nebraska, Kansas State right away too.
Yeah. That's not going to be ideal. And then they play Xavier, who hasn't been great to start Big East play, but luckily the Big East isn't good. So
it's not.
It's not good. Other news. Do you want to share your Maryland news? Baba Oladatun.
Baba. Yeah,
Oladatun.
He's Turk.
Commits to Maryland. What is he ranked? Do you know?
I think he's number 10. He was a reclass. He was the first number 1 in 2027. And I think he's the number 10, 2026 official.
And number 1 in your heart?
Number 1 in my heart, baby.
He's number 11 overall, number 4 small forward in the country, number 1 player in the state of Maryland.
Small forward also is...
He's a forward. He's a wing, forward, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's positionless. I don't know why they do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ranks on, like, they should just say, like, guard, wing, forward, big, or something like that. But
yeah, I agree.
Whatever. Baba, I got to watch him play. I did EYBL streams with the good man John Fanta, the legend himself, friend of the program. I did streams with him. I think it was, I don't know if it was the Memphis EYBL session. I forget what it was, but I remember watching him play. He played a year up, an age group up, and he was good, not amazing, but like you saw the raw flash. Like, this kid is something different.
Look, he needs to build muscle. The game is there, the skill is there. I've been talking about this since they've gotten him. Like, the great thing about this for Maryland as a program is this is not the type of recruit that Buzz Williams typically lands.
I understand him staying home. I did not expect him to go to Maryland. Like, why would he want to go play in a Buzz Williams system? But he wants to be home. His family wants him home.
He's home, new facility, Buzz Williams.
And you get a guy over Georgetown, which is huge, and obviously over Arkansas, which apparently
Roll
wasn't
Terps,
really
baby.
involved. But I did think he was going to go to Arkansas.
Well, he a Turk.
I was wrong. How happy are you?
I'm thrilled.
When you heard that news, were you like on your message board with all your friends?
You're
a message board guy.
I'm a
Just
message board
fucking
guy.
yeah, whatever.
I'm a message board guy. We kind of knew before. Like, the morning of, all the news started leaking. Like, it's going to be Maryland. It's going to be Maryland. It's going to be Maryland. I don't want to like overplay it, but it's a really important get for them, and they can be really, really good next year. But I want to focus on the now and being here, and they got a shot this year too.
Now that Pharrell Payne is playing basketball.
Yeah,
somehow
he should be playing this.
Oh yeah,
here.
you guys news and notes. Pharrell Payne. We saw him running. Someone saw him running recently. So
I don't think it's a secret. By the time this episode's out, it will be game day.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
He's probably playing.
Yeah, it's Sunday right now, Sunday morning. So NFL games are starting in 12 minutes, by the way.
That's very strange.
Every time we record, no matter where and when it is, I am looking for a JSN touchdown, and he plays in 12 minutes. So I might have to wrap this up pretty quickly. You got to go watch that.
Watch some football.
But yeah, we're not doing a formal home field segment today. But home field, home court advantage, shouting out the fans around the country. We want to shout out the MTE travelers. There are people everywhere in Vegas right now. They're for Alabama fans and Tennessee fans, I've noticed more than anything else.
So many
maybe we should just shout out the Alabama fans and Tennessee fans.
We see you, SEC.
There's different for them. It's crazy.
Anybody going to any MTE this week, whether it's Maui or Vegas or Ballroom in Baja Mar or whatever else is going on, this is for you. This week is one of the best weeks in college basketball. We don't have a sicko schedule this week because your sicko schedule is watch as much college basketball as you possibly can. So thank you to all of you.
Yeah,
who make this sport great.
That's a fair point, and it's feast week. I think we underestimated it or underappreciated it for the show, at least being like, it's feast week. Why didn't we just like get crazy and get excited for it? Let's do the schedule now. Actually, while we're talking about feast week, I do want to share the tournaments you have to be aware of and watch. Players Era, obviously. That's where we are. The Players Era. 18 teams starts today as releasing this on Monday morning at 10 a.m. local time. So that's 1
Rutgers,
p.m.
Tennessee, 10 a.m., baby.
Rutgers basketball at 10 a.m. after they lost to Central Connecticut State on Friday night.
Can I shout you out?
Fire away, dog.
Ryan, he does his YouTube live stream on Fridays, and he was just going through the schedule, and he literally said, why is Rutgers playing this game? Like, they're going to Vegas tomorrow. It makes no sense.
And they lost by double digits.
They lost by like 17 to Central Connecticut State.
13, I think it was. Doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Not ideal.
But anyway.
And then they play 10 a.m. against Tennessee of all teams.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Could be worse. Could be Houston. Like defensively, that'd be really, but it's the same kind of thing.
It's Rick Barnes.
It's the same issue. Anyways, Players Era starts today. If you're listening to this, Players Era is literally going on. 18 teams. 17 of them are in the top 100 in KenPom. Maybe 16 now. With Rutgers.
Yes, correct.
Although UNLV could have hopped in.
They did.
They did. Still 17 teams. Okay. Still 17 teams in the top 100. 11 of them, as of when I posted that chart, are in the top 50. You have elite teams across the country. Any games, by the way, of Players are here that you're like, other than Maryland?
That wasn't going to be my answer.
Okay. What's the one game that you're like, I'm locked in?
Iowa State, St. John's, day one, today, as of release date. Iowa State, St. John's, and then I know you're really excited about Bama,
Gonzaga, Bama. Are you kidding me? On night one, too? We talked about how like the stadium might be not as full for some of the early games, but like the primetime game.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that game's at like 6:30 here or something like that, or 9 Eastern time or something like that.
It's gonna be.
That game's gonna
It's gonna be
rock.
slammed. It's gonna be slammed.
Other tournaments going on. Maui Invitational, same days. Starting on Monday, goes Tuesday and Wednesday. You have Seton Hall, USC, Texas, Wazoo. I was about to say Bronco State, Boise State, NC State, Arizona State, and Chaminade.
I was gonna say
the Swords.
Are they the silver swords or just the swords now?
Let me look it up.
I don't know.
Chaminade Swords.
I think they're the silver swords.
Um,
Doesn't matter.
It just says GoSwords.com. They're the Silver Swords.
Okay.
That's sick. Silver Swords is a sick name. Maui, even though the field isn't great, still a great tournament. I think everyone should watch, and it's always enjoyable. And I do think that like USC coming off the Troy triple overtime crazy win.
We're going to talk about Troy today.
Yeah. Texas could be decent. Boise State lost to Hawaii Pacifics. Oh, they're back. They're playing in Hawaii.
Maybe bad memories.
Ooh, maybe if they go 0-3 or something like that, or they play like shit. That's going to be interesting to watch.
The Hawaii kryptonite of Boise State.
Big thing I'm watching with Maui is NC State. They looked good against VCU. They've looked really good so far. They passed the eye test. They passed the analytics test.
Yeah.
Are they for real? Like, they should sweep the field.
I was gonna steamroll's probably too big of a word because there are high major teams there who could play.
They should
really not have much of a problem with this.
Yeah.
I don't know who they're getting in their first two games or the first game, but
look it up.
Really shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I will real quick.
Look it up.
I'm going to.
Hold
on. KenPom, I wasn't sure if it was NC State or North Carolina State, and I can't find it.
They're like 19 in there. Just go click the thing.
I got it.
If I find it before you right now.
N.C, I got it. N.C. Seton Hall.
Okay, so they should win their first game,
yes.
hopefully. And then we'll see. Battle for Atlantis, another one that I think the field is pretty underrated. Western Kentucky is the one team that I'm not like thrilled about, but Virginia Tech,
it's a good field.
the Greek god Neoclis Avdelos, VCU, St. Mary's, USF, Wichita State, Colorado State are all good mid-major teams.
Yeah, Wichita's been great. Colorado State, I know, just had a loss, but they've been. St. Mary's.
Wichita State is a team to watch out for.
St. Mary's is amazing.
Yeah, I think Wichita State is still undefeated, if I'm not mistaken. They are not 4-1. They lost to Boise State.
Yeah, they
lost hilarious.
Yeah, they just did.
Lost to Boise State, but they're still a good team. And then Vanderbilt. 12th, I think, in offensive efficiency in the country, or 5th maybe, or something like that.
Yeah, they've been good.
And they're 12th overall. Analytically, awesome. They haven't played great opponents yet. This is a good prove-it week for them. I think it's a good prove-it week for Virginia Tech, and VCU needs to win these games. They have played well, but they lost to Utah State. They lost to NC State. At some point, you got to put things together and get wins.
It's a crime, by the way, that Mark Byington has not been plucked by somebody else yet.
What do you mean? He spent 1 year there at Vanderbilt.
It doesn't matter.
Maybe this is the year if they look good.
No, not. This is it.
Anyways, other games. That, by the way, starts on Wednesday, it looks like, and goes Thursday, Friday.
The only other one starting today is Sunshine Slam, which is George Mason and Marymount, which is fun.
Acrisure Classic's got a bunch of different little brackets.
ESPN too, sorry.
Yeah, a bunch of little brackets. They start on the 25th, which is Tuesday. GCU, Tyler. GCU, Utah, Ole Miss, and Iowa are in a field. Washington, San Francisco, Colorado, Nevada.
By the way, you can find all this. Ryan tweeted out like a really cool like MTE chart with a lot of logos. So if you're confused, maybe we'll slap it on the screen now, right here on this wall.
Yeah. Okay, great.
It's there.
I think the only other one of note is the ESPN Events Invitational that you mentioned. They have, I think they have two brackets of 4.
That starts today too, release day Monday.
2 brackets of 4 and then a bracket of 8, I think. Bradley, Liberty are in one bracket. UC San Diego, Vermont are in that one. Towson, BYU, Georgetown, Miami, Dayton is the big one for sure. That is something good to watch.
That's one bracket?
Those 4 teams. Dayton, Miami, BYU, Georgetown. 4 teams that want to probably win that whole thing.
That's lopsided.
So we'll see. Well, that's the whole purpose.
Yeah,
they have like tiers of it.
Okay, so they play each other, and then I understand what you're saying.
Like they want the 4 best teams for the best products.
I thought it was like the winners play each other, but that's not what happens here.
You did think.
Yes.
You thought wrong. All right, that's going to be your homework for the week. There you go. You guys want your homework? That's your homework for the week. Games to watch. Happy Feast Week. Enjoy it. Let's do some tiny quick break. Let's get into the big games from last week and on to the rest. All right, big games that happened this week. We didn't have a lot of big games because I think teams are playing mostly bad, easier bye games to get ready for MTEs. The biggest one that wasn't MTE, Baha Mar. Purdue kicked the absolute shit out of Texas Tech. Kicked the absolute shit out of them. I love Texas Tech. I also love Purdue.
By the way,
What
Purdue,
the hell?
if you don't remember, actually it was a short clip, so it may or may not have been released yet. But we asked a bunch of our fans to do some like fast money, Family Feud style questions. And Purdue came back as the most overrated team. Bear in mind that was before this game.
That's right.
That's wrong.
That is wrong. They're so legit. Their offense is like, I didn't think that Texas Tech played that poorly in the first half, defensively especially. Purdue put up like near 50 piece.
Yeah.
They shot like 75% from three in the first half.
Yep.
Texas Tech did not play poorly defensively. Purdue, when they are on, you cannot defend them.
Yep.
You cannot defend them when they're on, which is great. Now, if you throw them against maybe Houston on their peak, I would love to see that, maybe in the national championship or something. But when they're on offensively, they're unbelievable. And Texas Tech, who, when they're down, they just let their guys kind of go and hit big shots. They ended up starting to heave threes early shot clock and try to keep up, and they did not keep up.
The most impressive thing about this, and I'm looking at the box score for a second because there's some fun intricacies in there. Nobody on Purdue played more than 28 minutes. Nobody on Purdue scored more than 15 points. They only shot 14 threes. They beat Texas Tech by 30.
Yeah, shit is bad.
Like,
Think
about that.
The matchup was favorable in the front court. We knew that, but it was bad. It opened up so much, and like they really did a good job against JT Toppin.
7 guys in double figures.
They defended JT Toppin super well also, which was incredible. They're number one offensive efficiency in the country right now by what would be the biggest margin in, I think, KenPom history from what I can see at least.
Yeah.
Right now they are at a 128.8 on offensive rating, and number 2 is Louisville at 125.4. And then Duke, BYU, Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
their offense is a joke.
Just for like comparison's sake, only one team in the last 3 years has finished with over a 129, and that was Duke last year.
And that was analytically one of the best teams ever.
Right.
That's crazy. Purdue's offense is great. Is their defense good enough to win the national championship? What do you think?
If they're gonna, yes, they beat Texas Tech by 30.
And we'll put Texas Tech on the panic meter. I want to talk about them later. I'm not like super worried about them. Like I think it's an ass kicking game. Hopefully it's a wake up call. They're still a great team. I'm not worried at all. But I'm a little worried. Actually,
I mean the issue there is like if teams are able to defend and slow down JT and Christian, then they could be they need other guys to step up.
Christian Anderson in the game against power teams has not been good.
No.
I don't remember the statistics. Don't remember who put it out there. Something about that, which is not ideal.
Yep.
That was definitely a big game. BYU, Wisconsin, another ass kicking.
Yeah, people were mad at you because you didn't talk about this last week and
about what?
Games coming up on the homework. You missed this one.
I knew it was going to be an ass kicking. Yeah. There you go. Obviously, no shit.
Yeah, well,
BYU kicked the absolute poop out of Wisconsin.
To be clear, by people, I meant Wisconsin fans.
Oh, not BYU fans.
No,
they knew they were going to win.
Yeah.
98-70 on the purple NBA Cup Utah Jazz floor. Never do that again.
But there was a game 4 hours later. 5 hours later.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, there was like a doubleheader at the...
Still, purple floor, though? Come on.
I mean, it's terrible.
Couldn't see anything. BYU didn't have a problem. They looked awesome. Offensively, it's kind of like Purdue. When they're on, who's going to stop them?
Nobody. Didn't
think Kevin Cato was going to play. He didn't play a ton either.
No.
Boop is my guy.
Yeah, it's Boop.
Big Boop. MBOUP, Boop.
Yes, Boop.
Obviously. Great glue guy that stepped up in spot minutes for Kevin Cato.
You're going to see a ton of GIFs in March of like the Superbad scene where he just goes boop to his nose for this guy.
I'm thinking of booping a dog. He stepped up for sure, but like the balance they have between Rob Wright, Richie Saunders, and AJ DeBanza, offensively, it's the best trio in the country because offensively, all three of them you can game on the line, any point in the game, you can give them each of them the ball, and you can trust them to go put it down, create something, get you a bucket, create an open passing lane or something.
Richie Saunders and Robert Wright do such a good job of taking care of the ball, and like doing the right thing. It's exactly what that offense is meant to be, and I mean, that game was not close from the beginning. Yeah,
Richie Saunders has been underappreciated for way too long. Also, he's always underrated, always underappreciated. He's been great. He was awesome that game, shooting the lights out. AJ looks fantastic. He looks so smooth. Like they're again, and defensively, my biggest thing with them when the Nova game, the first day of the season, I saw it again in this one. If they're this good defensively, that's what elevates them to be.
We've talked about
a Final Four team, title contender. Elevates their ceiling. Again, it was against Nova and Wisconsin, who this is the only test we've had of Wisconsin, and they looked bad.
I was confused why Wisconsin was ranked to start the season. I'm not like fully panicking on them yet, but like that they did not look good, and they haven't played anybody.
I just added them to the panic meter for later.
Okay. They do play Providence, Northwestern, Marquette in the next week.
Better go win all three of those games.
They're gonna have to.
So like I say, next game, let's do UConn, Arizona. That was a fun one on Wednesday night in the tiny arena in Stores.
Dude, the environment was. It was insane. Great. No Terrace Reed, which I definitely think played a role because.
It was great. No Terrace Reed, which I definitely think played a role because it was great. No Terrace Reed, which I definitely think played a role because it was great. No Terrace Reed, which I definitely think played a role because it was great. No Terrace Reed, which I definitely think played a role because it was great. No Terrace Reed, which I definitely think played a role because it was great. No Terrace Reed, which I definitely think played a role because it was great. No Terrace Reed, which I definitely think played a role because it was great. No Terrace Reed, which I definitely think played a role because it was great. No Terrace Reed, which I definitely think played a role because it was great. No Terrace Reed, which I definitely think played a role because it was great. No Terrace Reed, which I definitely think played a role because it was great. No Terrace Reed, which I de Arizona's huge. They play a lot through the front court. I don't think it would have changed the result that much. Ryba stepped up and played well.
Yeah,
like UConn looked good. Again, his terror speed is awesome, so it might have. But when I watch Arizona play, it's like the Monstars. Literally like the Monstars. The way they just bully ball into the paint. Like Koa Pete is an absolute monster. Toby Awaka, like they look good. Oh, Jaden Bradley, of course. He might be the most underappreciated star in the country.
When we were talking about Arizona, when we did not Pac-12, Jesus, Big 12. Sorry, shout out Pac-12. When we did Big 12 stuff, I think you had said, can he be the guy? Can he be consistent? Yes and yes. He has
so good.
He has checked every box watching him so far, and if he's going to remain to be this reliable guy, they can win a national championship.
And he's been clutch, and their defense has been 10 times better than what it normally is. Arizona right now has the 10th best defense in the country and the 10th best offense.
Yep.
I love that.
By the way, I know we're not talking about them on the panic meter. Solo ball in the 2 big games they had against BYU and Arizona has not been great yet. I'm just waiting to see that game come.
He'll be all right. I'm not worried.
No, I'm not worried about him. He is due for a big game against a big opponent.
Yeah, and we'll talk in a little bit about if Arizona should be the number 1 team in the country. Let's do 1 or 2 more real fast. Alabama, Illinois. We have Alabama here.
Yeah.
LeBaron Fallon took over that game.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable. Aiden Holloway is awesome. Like, they said that Illinois has maybe the highest ceiling of all the teams that they have played, and they've been adamant that they're a great team, and everyone who plays them has said that. I see that in Illinois for sure, but it's not going to be. It's the same thing as last year. There are games when they're a little off, and then it's like, oh wow, that's a problem. Like in the Big Ten, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Alabama.
By the way, that wasn't one of them. I don't think
they look
off.
good. They look pretty good. Yeah, they look good.
Off.
Alabama just like at their peak. They're so used to playing tough teams, playing tough defenses, playing against size. Like, no, they're fearless. Nobody scares them at all. Like when we had them, they got here late last night. You went to sleep.
Because we had mic problems too. But yes, I did.
Well, you went to sleep. Not my problem.
I did go to sleep.
And they came in, and like they're so excited to play these big games, and then they have to go to SEC play. Like it's a ridiculous schedule. It builds them up well for March. Like I want to go pull it up real fast.
It's 2 of the most fun teams, and the game showed up. By the way, I'm not going to call him Andre. I'm just going to keep calling him Little Peja. Holy cow.
He was cooking.
He was amazing.
He was cooking inside. Yeah, he's nice.
Inside, he was showing off his 3-point shot. Like, Dad, like, he was great.
Yeah,
They're
and
really good.
Tomislav played not the full game, not a full load, but
really
he did
good.
play. Alabama, by the way, on the schedule. Illinois is good. I don't want to gloss over that.
Yeah.
Like, they're very, very good. Their ceiling is higher than it has been in recent years because their defense and size and versatility, I think, is there. David Mirkovic has been awesome. He's probably been their best player. Maybe Kylan's been their best player. Andre and Tomislav getting healthy. Like, it's a really good four to rely on. We'll see how far it can take them. Alabama has played North Dakota. Fine. St. John's, Purdue, Illinois. Then they play Gonzaga and UNLV, and then a third team here. Then they have Clemson. They also have Arizona.
Yale.
And then they have Yale also.
Who's good.
And then they start SEC play on January 3rd with Kentucky.
And Vanderbilt.
Like, it's a ridiculous schedule. Nate Oates is fearless. He said last year he was going to ease up on the schedule.
He did not.
Where did that happen? It literally didn't happen. So
He changed his mind. He changed his mind clearly. Yeah, they're going to be.
I respect the hell out of it. They're a problem. They're the same Alabama as always in the best way possible. I say
You
that.
said this at the top of the episode, but them versus Gonzaga tonight at the release date.
I'm so there.
We're literally,
I'm already here.
We're literally going to be there.
I'm already here.
Let's quickly talk about the Champions Classic. Michigan State and Duke.
Oh, yeah.
Won their games pretty handedly.
Duke, Kansas, I don't have much to talk about. I think Duke's the most underappreciated top team there is because they just don't. It's unexciting watching them win.
Business as usual.
Exactly. And Kansas, no Darren, like they were going to win the game. Flory had a couple sparks early. Kansas looked decent. I was at those games.
Yep.
But Duke just like handled business. Michigan State though.
Imagine doubting Izzo ever.
Yeah, no. Michigan State fans don't like me. I don't know why. They think
I think because they think you probably doubt Izzo.
I think the ceiling of the team I still have questions about, but they shot 50% from three in this game. I've never seen Michigan State shoot like this in years. Last year, as a team, they shot over 40% in a game twice out of 35 games it was, and they were still a 30-win, 2-seeded team. Like, that says a lot about Michigan State and their ceiling this year. I think them not having Caleb Glevin, obviously losing him at the start of the season was terrible because he's a shooter. He's a really good shooter. Trey Ford hasn't shot the ball well, but he showed sparks of it. Kerr Tang has been their consistent shooter.
This was the Kerr Tang game.
Yeah, it's not enough just him alone to elevate their ceiling to win another Big Ten title. But they won a Big Ten title last year playing like this without good shooting. So, if they can shoot at, just national average, they're going to be elite, top 5, 10 team all year.
Let's put a pin in Kentucky because we're going to talk about them in about 3 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
In the panic meter. But obviously, there's some stuff to worry about there.
Yeah. Let's mention Troy real fast. Triple overtime loss to USC. I honestly just want to shout out Troy for who they've had to play also. So they lost at USC in a triple overtime game on Thursday night on a buzzer beater that they should have closed the game out twice.
They haven't played any non-top 200 KenPom teams. And they've won 3 of them.
And they've all been on the road.
Excuse me.
They played a non-D1 team at home.
Sorry about that one. Yeah.
Other than that, they played at Kent State, overtime win, at Furman. They played on Friday the 14th at Loyola Marymount, and then at CSU Northridge 2 days later, and then at San Diego State 2 days later, and then at USC 2 days later.
They literally played a game every other day, and they beat San Diego State in double overtime, and then 2 days later still took USC to triple overtime. That is
so a 50, 100. They played 105 minutes, if my math is right.
Yeah.
In 3 days and 2 games.
Crazy.
And they won one of those games.
They have borderline top 100
they are
offense
good.
and defense.
Troy is good.
Yeah, Scott Cross is the coach there. He's doing a good job.
Cooper Campbell was frying in that game. He had like a 30 piece. He's fearless.
Keep an eye on old Troy in the Sun Belt.
In the fun belt.
Fun belt, baby.
All right, let's go. We talked about Arizona before. We talked about Purdue. I want to hear. Let's talk about who should be the #1 team in the country if you were an AP poll voter on Monday morning.
Purdue.
Today.
Purdue.
Tibble? Plead your case.
I'm also building in the preseason stuff, so I want to make that, like, in my mind, Purdue was the #1 team preseason, and they just beat a top 10 team in the country by 30 points and did it pretty handedly. So I don't really think there's really much more to it than that. You already talked about a little bit of the analytics, the analytical side of it. Close losses don't bother me, like, only beating Memphis by 9 and
it was a ballroom game, and they were a little
weird
cold.
Stuff happens. In my mind, they would have been #1 to start the season, and there's nothing that's happened that would move them off. But I do think 2 of the other teams we're going to talk about here.
That's the point you said of moving them off, where I have said that. I use that a lot, where like, hey, this is my #1 team in the country. They, like, to be bumped off #1, like, you have to be proven wrong, basically. They haven't been proven wrong at all. Again, the AP poll voters are different. They don't give a shit about anything. They'll vote for whoever. The case for Arizona is very clear.
Well, right, because if you're doing it based on who has the best resume, 6 games
I'll show you. Ready? They beat Florida, and they looked really good in that game. They beat UCLA. They looked really good in that game. And they just beat UConn at UConn in stores. Like, no one has a better resume in the country than Arizona, and they have looked unbelievable defensively, offensively, depth. Their freshmen look great. Like, if you go just based off of the 5 or 6 games the teams have played, Arizona's the #1 team in the country.
I think they have the best resume in the country.
I think that if Purdue would have not won by 30 against Texas Tech, Arizona would have been #1 on Monday morning. When we release this, it'll be a little before the AP poll comes out. But I think the AP poll #1 votes will be very close to split between Arizona and Purdue.
Yeah.
Now, you can also look at Houston, who has been getting #1 votes. They were #1 for a week.
It's the same argument as Purdue. If you had them at #1 to start, they haven't done anything to move them off the line.
They beat Lehigh, Towson, Oakland Rider, all whatever. Auburn by 1 in a semi-away game where they didn't look great, but they closed it out, and Auburn is obviously a good team. There's no way that Houston is going to be #1 in the AP poll, but they definitely have a case because, again, they're #1 or 2 to start the season. In my poll, they were #1. They're in my rankings. But me personally, I have to knock them off #1. I have them #1. How do I not have Arizona and Purdue at 1 and 2? Again, they're playing Syracuse, Tennessee at Players Era this week. They're going to have hopefully a good 3rd game. Like, it could change next week, and they finally play better teams. But it's just like the nature of what it is. And I think people look into it a little bit too much because, like, you're 1, 2, or 3 in November. Like, it's whatever, honestly.
Yep.
As long as you
Talk to me
win
about
games.
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga has a case to be #1. They definitely, you can't put them at #1.
Well, they might have a case in the next 4 days.
They've beaten Creighton, Oklahoma, and Arizona State all handily. And they also beat Southern Utah by 70.
If they beat Alabama, Maryland, and then they beat, I don't know, Houston or something in the championship game.
If Gonzaga wins the Players Era, they will prove that they're the best team in the country. They've been very underrated and overlooked. Analytically, they're unbelievable. They're #3 on KenPom right now. They've been beating the crap out of everybody they play. They're big, they're old, they're experienced, they're deep. Their defense is good. I love Gonzaga. I think in the back of my mind, there's a case to be like, they might be the best team in the country. But we have to see that Players Era this week to be like, okay,
I think they could be the best team in the country, but the same way I said there's no reason to move somebody off a line, there's no way they could be #1 in anyone's poll right now.
Tyler, come back in here. Tyler is...
Tell us why GCU should be #1 in the country, Tyler.
GCU, but Tyler's also a Duke fan. So Tyler, I want you on the spot. You were not ready for this.
Okay.
I want you to make the case for why Duke should be number one, if there is a case.
I don't think they should be number one. Is the thing though.
Hypothetically, what would be the case then?
Well, because I think U of A is killing everyone with their resume too, and co-Pete's a dog. I think too with Duke, like the way John Shire did it kind of last year, like they had a kind of rough start and look at their roster they had. As the year goes on, they obviously get better. Well, their shooting is not that good right now. Like it just hasn't been recently. They have Isaiah Evans. I'm a little worried about the point guard. I like Caleb Foster. He's a dog, but he just hasn't been really. Like last year, he struggled.
Yeah.
Caleb Foster struggled a little bit.
Caden looks good though. Caden Boucher looks good.
Caden looks really good. I actually liked when they did the Caden and Caleb lineup.
Yeah.
I thought it did good.
I thought it was good too.
Let Caleb do a little bit, but
You're not totally convinced that they can be number one, even though you know that they are the quality probably of a number one team though.
yeah, I think you said it perfectly too of how like they just kind of like not a sleeper, but they kind of just do their stuff.
They
Like,
take care of
just get it
business.
done. Yeah.
Duke takes care of business. They're the most underappreciated top team in the country. They have beaten so far Texas.
How often do you get to say that about Duke, by the way?
Yeah, really. That's a great
By
point.
the way, of everyone we've talked about, maybe outside of Houston, Duke is the team I'm the most confident will be a 1 seed in March because of who they're playing and just the ACC.
At this point, Arizona is going to be tough to knock off too, but with their resume.
Okay, but you could see them slip up on the Big 12 a couple of games here and there.
I don't think it'll matter because these non-con games.
I'm just saying that to his point about how they're going to get better and what the schedule looks like, Duke is going to be there right at the end as a 1 seed.
Yeah.
They've
the
only
ACC.
beaten Texas and Kansas so far, which is a fair point, and they don't play. They play Arkansas this week and then
Hey,
Florida.
that Army environment was sick.
Yeah, they play Arkansas, Florida, and Michigan State actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're big.
They go
big
undefeated
part.
there.
And Texas Tech.
Oh my God. Oh, that's
Yeah,
that's
they
at the
have
Garden.
Yeah, that's at the Garden.
Yeah. So you
have a
don't
good
think they should be
schedule.
number one, but you think they're in the conversation still?
I think Adam, I agree. I think they'll be a 1 in the tournament, but I don't think they'll get to number 1 like throughout the
I
year.
almost don't love this because I don't like that Duke fans are like, oh, flying under the radar. No, you are Duke.
Yeah, no.
You can't have this.
I shouldn't have said that then.
You can't have it all.
But
Okay.
also, I feel like Cam Boozer isn't playing to
Yeah.
the best that he could right now.
Spare
too.
me with the chip on the shoulder Duke stuff.
Yeah, actually, I'm probably that's a bad idea. We should
Let's
have
cut
done
this
that.
from them.
All right, so number one team in the country. I'm gonna give you guys options. I want you to tell me who you would vote for if you're an AP poll voter. You have Arizona, Purdue, Gonzaga, Houston, Duke. I don't think anyone else really has a case right now at all. Like Iowa State hasn't played anybody. They're undefeated though. Louisville also undefeated. They have beaten Cincy and Kentucky, but let's keep them out of the conversation for now.
I'll go Purdue.
I go Purdue. Yeah.
Dare to be different, Ryan.
But the
dude,
schedule though.
the
for U of
Arizona,
A,
what they have done, man.
Yeah.
Like my thing, I still haven't done my rankings for what will be posted already as of releasing this episode.
Who do you have? Who do you have actually?
Houston's been my number one.
So okay.
So basically, like, have I seen enough to knock them down? No,
And you
but
have Purdue
it's,
too.
yes, and then Arizona, I think at like 4 or 5
They'll be
behind,
three.
behind UConn.
So they're 3 at worst.
That's my top 3 in some order. I haven't seen enough to knock Houston, but it's so overwhelming, the case for Purdue and Arizona, that I have to put them above them going into this week, I guess.
Okay.
Dude, I'm going to have Purdue at 1 because they beat the shit out of Texas Tech. And I know Texas Tech is good. Don't care what anybody says about that.
Yeah.
So I'll have Purdue, Arizona close second, Houston third.
Okay.
So,
I wouldn't be surprised too. This is my early call. I wouldn't be surprised if this would be another year where we have 4 1 seeds in the final
yeah,
four,
dude,
honestly.
those teams run the table.
Well, yeah, those we just talked about 5 teams that could be boats. Ryan, before we head out, we already kind of talked about
do
Gonzaga,
panic.
Alabama, and some of your favorite things. But
Oh.
what else are you really excited to see while we're here?
Oh, I like that it's a March setting. I love that there's games, 2 stadiums back and forth all day long.
18
the
teams
overlapping
in the
games.
same hotel, by the way.
Let's do a quick panic meter before we go.
Oh, yeah,
Don't forget
duh.
about that.
Forgot about
Stay
that.
here. You're in on this. We have I have 5 teams. You know how this works. Panic meter.
yeah.
We name a team. Explain. You give a number. Kentucky. We talked about them before.
Let's give Tyler the floor.
Yeah, I'm
Go ahead,
gonna
boy.
give Kentucky a 10.
You're full.
Yeah,
you're fully
I'm
out.
full panic. Yeah, I feel like they haven't shot well. They haven't done it, but
They look
it's
bad.
kind of how they are. Like last year, they kind of were the same, and then I feel like they kind of pick it up. But I also like Pope, so
I like him too. Defensively, they've looked poor.
yeah.
Jaden Quayton still no timetable, I think, to return yet. I don't think he's not going to solve all the issues. Ortega hasn't been like as takeover as we want him to be. They look kind of lackadaisical. They looked so bad at the Garden when I was watching them in that Michigan State game. Like Michigan State throttled them, but they weren't trying. Like they were not trying in the game. It was embarrassing, especially at MSG in that stage. So I'm not at a 10 because I know they're going to pick it up in some capacity a little bit. But boy, I'd say I'm at like an 8 right now because they look miserable.
I'm at an 8 too. I think you guys said it all.
All right, Kansas, and it like take the injury of Darren Peterson into consideration a little bit. Like if you're worried this is worse than people are saying, but it seemed like he might have played this week. He's not going to play this week.
I'm at like a 3 on this one. Would have loved for them to split the Carolina games, Carolina and Duke, but at the end of the day, they're getting back a top 3 player in the country. Maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would even say 2, because I mean Flory looks great, and you know who balled against Duke was Trey White.
He did.
Trey
He
White
looked good.
looked really good. He looked really good.
I'm gonna go at like a 5 for Kansas because I was higher on the supporting cast than in the beginning of the year than I am now. I don't have as much confidence in it, and when Darren comes back, they're gonna have similar issues to what you saw in the Carolina game. I still think they're good. They're going down a dark path if they start losing these big games to like be a bubble team at this point, though, which is a problem.
Yep.
So we'll see. How about Texas Tech after the loss against Purdue by 30?
Why don't you start? These are your guys.
I'm at like a 3.5. Again, they didn't play that bad in the first half of that game, but they also got their ass kicked. Their depth is a problem, especially in the front court. We knew that. It was glaring against Purdue, and it's an issue, and teams will abuse that if they can shut down JT Toppin. I still think they're awesome, and I'm not like wavering off them just because they lost that one game. 3.5.
I'm at like a 5, I think. So a little bit higher. I do think their ceiling is there. They're going to get LSU, Arkansas, and Duke in the next couple of weeks, so I expect like them to pluck off the SEC guys. The Duke game will be really fun.
Yeah, I'm splitting it right in the middle. I'm a 4.
Okay, that's fair.
You guys.
2 more. Wisconsin after they got their ass kicked against BYU. I'm at about a 6 because Wisconsin's Wisconsin. I think they'll be fine and they'll do well in the Big Ten still. I just think BYU saw like a ceiling game from BYU, I think. So I don't think it's the end of the world, but 6 is relatively high. I just don't think they have a great team on their on paper and evidently on the court.
Yeah.
They also never do. So I don't know.
I talked shit about them before, but I'm still probably like a 4.5 here, mostly because their next 4 out of conference games are Providence, not Northwestern, Marquette and Villanova. Like they're probably going to get one of those. The Big Ten, they're going to get wins.
They need to get at least 2 of those games, at least.
But they don't though, because in the Big Ten, they're going to find wins.
No, the non-Big Ten.
I know, but they don't need.
They need to win those games.
I don't agree.
So
see, that's where
I'm like a 4.
Okay, last one. Mississippi State, who has made the tournament the last few years, are always like an 8 or 9 seed.
Josh Hubbard.
No one's talking about them because of how bad they've been. They beat North Alabama and Southeastern Louisiana. They have lost to Iowa State by 20, Kansas State by 21, and then New Mexico they lost only by 2. But they're 2-3. They're very, very, very much on track to miss a tournament this year as of right now because you need to win these non-con games unless you go crazy in SEC play. But they have gone 8-10 in SEC play, literally like 5 years in a row or something like that.
If let's just say their best out of conference win is SMU, they basically need to win 12 SEC games, and I don't see that happening. I'll give them a little bit of room. I'm at like a 9.
Yeah, I would say 8 or 9.
I was going to say 10. Like these, you can't lose these games. Yeah. Kansas State is going to be a bubble team probably. New Mexico probably not a tournament team. Like it's not good.
The Kansas State loss by 21 is glaring to me.
Yeah, it's bad. All right, that's all we have for Panic Meter. We're not doing Q&A today. We're not doing anything else. We're here at Players Era. We're busy. We're about to keep recording with players coming in 10 minutes from right now, so we do have to wrap this up. Appreciate y'all for being here and watching as always. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, and everywhere. And shout out to the Players Era for hosting us. So.